Okay, I believe all are back. So guys, this port, okay, now the by default port, if I'm creating for a website, it is not about the name guys. This name can be anything. ये नाम भी मैंने खुद दिया है, backend pool का नाम भी हमने दिया, just for the understanding. Okay, just because it says website, it doesn't make it for website. ये कहाँ पर decide हुआ था? This is for the website, which is the technical aspect of it. For if I, instead of this name, if I say anything, which is the place where I decided that it has to be a website, which was that component? Who could tell me? Which is that component? Sorry, what was that? Yes, guys. Which component of load balancer decided that this is going to be a website health? This one.
Run.
Sorry.
You're talking about which component decided means didn't get
Uh,
your question.
no, which component decided that this is going to be a website rule under load balancer? Yes, health probe. Why health probe?
Because
We
we
def
have configured the port.
Exactly. Port 80, it is for website. So the moment I typed there 80, it is for website. Rest everything, this can be anything. I can give any fancy name. Just because name is website, it is not creating it for it website. It created it for the website when I selected port 80. If instead of port 80, I would have selected port 3389, it makes it for RDP. I can give a name website and select it
yes.
for RDP. Is it clear what I was trying to explain? Did you guys
Yes.
understand it? Others? Srishti, Sanmitra, Amit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, so here
Yes.
I'm selecting this one backend pool I have selected. I told you one server can be a part of multiple backend pools. Okay, guys, this port. Now, uh, a backend port. I mean, जिस सर्विस पे आपको अप्रोच करना है, हेल्थ प्रोब में आपने जो पोर्ट सेलेक्ट किया, that port goes here. Instead of 80, can I say 5000? Can I do this? Backend port. When I say backend port, guys, let me explain it to you. Backend port is something where your services are hosted. Backend port is something which was decided in health probe. Backend port is something on these servers. So I'm talking about a website on these servers, and I'm saying, can I decide here port 55,000? Can I say it?
Yes.
Anyone else who thinks no?
No, we cannot.
Why not?
Because 5,000, I guess, it will block the traffic.
Hey, forget the blocking. It won't block. It doesn't have any traffic. On these servers, I have hosted my website, and by default websites are hosted in port 80. I did not make any changes, right? So by default websites are hosted on port 80. So it has to be port 80. In health probe, I selected port 80. So it has to be port 80. Make sure that this is always similar to your health probe. Your
Okay.
backend port is always similar to your health probe. See, it also says that you can choose to route traffic virtual machines in a backend pool using a different port than the one clients. Okay, ignore it. Now this port, guys. This port, can I have it a different port, which only says port and backend port? These are two different components we have. And last time also I told you, if you're not getting it completely, it's completely fine if you're not understanding this concept. It is just good to know information. No one is going to ask you in this depth. Okay, but if you know it, it's well and good. You can say it proactively when someone is talking about security of a website, security of an application, then you can give this solution uh, proactively, but no one is going to ask you these details, but still we are going to cover. Now the backend port is something which lies here. यहाँ पर है. So I cannot change it. I have not changed it on my server. My website is still hosting on port 80. How do I know that, by the way? How do I know my website is hosting on port 80? See, because but default port for websites is port 80. If I go, can you guys, any one of you go to a browser and try this IP ending with 20, which starts with 20, 20.172.207.20. Can you see the same website?
Yes.
Yes.
You can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you guys type any port here? Any port वगैरह कुछ यहाँ पर आपने ये किया क्या? Did you guys mention any
No.
port? So how did it know it is going to port 80?
Because port 80 is for websites.
That is fine, but how your browser knew that it has to go to port 80? This IP could have been for something else also, for a printer.
Did you add this IP to the somewhere like where they can automatically?
No, it's okay. It's not a rocket science. Simple answer, guys. We don't have to do anything. It is all browser's feature. Every browser knows that if you're browsing something from this address bar, it is a website. If you're browsing a printer from here, that's your mistake, not browsers. Browser will still try to browse that printer with port 80. So when I type this IP address, or if I type Google, so let's say that this is implied. See, I'm typing only Google, okay? But this HTTPS and www colons, and see this one, HTTPS://www dot. These are prefix and these are implied. If you type it or you don't type it, these are implied. Similarly, this port 80, this is also implied. I mean, you don't have to type it. Okay, this is implied. And now when I'm doing it, so what does it mean? Actually, this means something like this. इसलिए वो access नहीं हो रहा है. Because port 80, when you access any IP from browser, it is implied that it has to go from port 80 unless you specify. You want to access this website using port 50,000, you do it. You do specify like this. And then it will try to access this website using port 50,000. Something like this. But now, are we hosting this on 50,000? 50,000 or 5,000? Whatever is written here. We did not make any changes, hence you will not see anything on port 5000. Did you guys understand this difference or this explanation? Any website which you access from a browser without typing anything, by default it will go to port 80. That is the function of your browsers, any browser, Chrome, Mozilla, Safari, Edge, Internet Explorer, Brave browser, Soft browser, n number of browsers. Tor browser is different. Any browser, it will be on port 80. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
So coming back to here, what are we talking about? That which is the port at the back end? So at the back end, port is 80. I have not make any changes here. So the port is 80. Okay. But which should be the port for people who are accessing this website? It can be different for the security reason, because port 80 everyone knows. Some hackers, they're trying to hack. It is a well-known port. Everyone knows that 90% of the websites are on port 80. If he has my IP address, he knows the port already. Half of the information he has already got, a hacker. So to avoid that, I know that my website is very crucial or my application is very crucial, and it is only for limited people, handful people use it. So I can afford to have a different port. I can ask them, these are the only 10 people who access this website. So I can ask them that whenever you access this website of mine, make sure that you access it on port 50,000 or port 5,000. So I can do this. I can type 5,000 here. So next time, now anyone who wants to access my website, this website, he or she will have to type an address like this. Then only this website will be accessible. Is it clear, guys? I feel
Yes.
some confusion is there. Feel free to ask.
Is it just this section wherein we have to define this exceptional port, like
Right.
this section,
And
the
this is
rules
also
section?
optional. This is also optional. You can simply go with whatever basic ports are. You don't have to do it. You don't, if you don't want
Okay,
to do this fancy thing, it's okay. It's a website, fine. Port 80, port 80, done.
understood.
I'm
So
just
basically, in
yes,
health proof, we are selecting a port 80 because we want it for a website, and then when we are defining the rules, we select the same port that we for backend port that we have it in health pro.
right.
And for port, on port, it is exceptional, and you can have 80 mentioned or you can have an exceptional port number mentioned,
Yes.
right?
So it is
Only in
as
this
good
rule.
as, guys, it is like a pseudonym. For example, I have some pact with Amit that okay, in office, let's give him a pseudonym Adam. That whenever I call Adam, Amit should know that I'm calling him. Others will not know, but Amit will know it. And this is what it is, nothing else. You are
Do we
just
follow
giving a
this?
hoax.
Do we follow this exceptional port mentioning in real time environments?
Completely depends on the nature of the application. If your application is very crucial, it has a government website or something, and handful of people are using it, and you do not want anyone else to even know about it, about the port, yes, then they will do it. Then I'll do it because I know
Okay.
that if you get my IP address, anyone can come to my website. So what I want to keep my website. Uh, I want to host it secretly. No one should know about it. No one should know about it. Okay, so I'm keeping it 5,000. So who will know? Only people to whom I have given it that this is my website IP and this is the port I'm using, and I can anytime I can change it from 50 to 1500, 15,000, anything I can do it. So I have a security layer, extra security layer. Are you guys getting it? Or still some confusion?
Do we get this information from the architect team or we have to decide it?
No, no, why would you decide it? Yes, you'll get it. You will definitely get it. And trust me, this is not an interview question. No one is going to ask you. This is just if you want to make sure that you are showing yourself as an exceptional from the previous candidate who was interviewed and the next candidate who will be interviewed, that you know you have some extra knowledge, you have really worked. There you can say it proactively. When he says that what are the benefits of load balancer or what are the security measures in load balancer, then you can talk about this. And that when it comes to load balancer, while selecting the rules, what I can do, I can have a customized port. That is the proper jargon to use. I can have a customized port for my application. So only people who are supposed to know, only they will know about it. Something like this you can say. So as of now, guys, I'm making it 5,000. I can keep it 80 also. If I keep it 80, uh, if I keep it 80 while accessing the website, you guys will have to just take the IP address of my load balancer. This is the IP address of load balancer and type it here. 20.85.192.233. That's all you have to do, and you should be able to see my website, which is coming from one of the three servers which I have at the background. Will it come now, by the way? Yes, guys, will it come now? Will it appear?
No, you have to edit.
Right, we have not added it now, right? So we are waiting for it. But in case if I instead of this 80, I keep it 50, 100 or 15,000 here. So the method which you will be using is 15,000. Simple. That is the only difference. No rocket science, nothing. This is the only difference it has. Forget all technical terms, jargons, whatever we discuss. This is the simple difference we have. Here you always put original port. In health probes, you always put original port. This is the only place where you can uh, put a hoax port or a customized one. Is it clear to everyone that where is it impacting? The change which you are making, here it is impacting. If you keep it 15,000 and someone tries to just access this like this, he or she will not be able to access because now this is going using port 80. And if I want to access it using port 80, just type this colon 15,000. It will go through 15,000. Is it clear, guys? Anyone did not
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
Everyone? We are not repeating this topic. We did it last time also. I did it today also. Next time we are not repeating this topic. So if anyone has any doubt, please ask me. Because it's not that important कि हम इस पे 3-4 sessions अपने spend कर दें. So I think it's clear for all of you. Going next. Health probe. Now see, just because I named here, I selected my IP version or my IP front end IP that people should approach this IP for my website. I selected the backend pool. I selected the ports also. Okay, that this request should come on this port, backend में इस port पे जाना चाहिए. But what is the health probe? What is the health probe? And based on what criteria the traffic should get routed? So this is the criteria. Health port 80 is the criteria. And where have I decided that? In health probe. We created one health probe called a website. So I've selected the health probe. The balancing rule is nothing, guys. You combine everything here. Initially, you created a public IP, you created a backend pool, you created a health probe. All are these in isolation as of now. To have a combined business solution, you will have to merge them. And this is the place where where you are merging them, interconnecting with each other. It's load balancing rule. By the way, load balancing rule. Okay, correct. Yeah. Session persistence. I explained it in last session also. Let's discuss it very quickly. That there is some website or there is some application. I know that it is being used on regular basis. Okay, and I know that the request is also come from known people. So what I can do, I can client IP, I can use as a protocol, uh, as a benchmark or as one of the factors, client IP, and one is client IP and protocol. Now this is a protocol, guys. 15,000. It is a protocol. Now what does it say? What it does, if I select client IP, I'll just explain client IP protocol. When I say just add protocol into that, and that's all. So when I say client IP, if I select client IP here, so what will happen, guys? This user, the client IP 10.0.0.99, it is connecting to my load balancer. Via load balancer, it is going to machine ending with 252. Okay, it is going to machine ending with 252. For some reason, the session was disconnected. Okay, session was disconnected due to idleness or anything. And again, this user comes. So this user will again connect it to the same machine. Why? Because load balancer is keeping a note of this IP address. Every request which is coming from this IP address will always go to this. This is only for a seamless experience. If it goes to this server, he will still have the services. Everything is same. The only difference is यहाँ पे cache वगैरह में इसकी information save होगी. एक दो या 3 सेकंड का difference होगा. Nothing more than that. Even if it goes to new server, it is fine. But still, it will go to the same server. Why? Because we have configured the system configuration or the system persistence here. So any request which is coming from 99 IP to this load balancer, this load balancer will recognize it and send it to the same server again and again. Is it clear to everyone what is system persistence?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
one question, guys. If the health probe recognizes that 252 is not working, port 80 wasn't able to ping, and after that a request comes from 99 and system persistence option is there, so what do you think? The request will go to 252 which is not working, or then it will go to any one of the new servers? Did you guys understand the persistent option, and did you guys understand the question?
It will go to new server.
What about others? What do you say? What do you think, Amit, Asif bhai, Nida, Shrishti, Sanmitra?
New server.
Okay, so I hope all of you are on same page that the weightage of your health probe is more. If this server is not working, then there is no chance that it is going to that server. Then it will connect to a new server और वहां से system persistence उसका बना लेगा. Okay, so let's go back there. You have selected this. Now what is the idle timeout? I opened a website, didn't do anything for 4 minutes. I was connected to a particular server. This user came from here, connected to this server, got connected to this one. At the back end, it got connected to 17 server. Okay, 17. And 4 minutes he did not do anything. So वो सेशन अपने आप ही रिफ्रेश हो जाएगा. एंड एट दैट टाइम जो भी सर्वर पे कम ये होगा, लोड होगा, या जिस भी सर्वर की बारी होगी, it will connect to that one. That is your idle timeout. Did you guys understand it? Is it clear? What about others? Are you guys getting it? Nida, Srishti,
Yes.
Asif bhai, you are
Yes.
getting it, I hope. Yogesh bhai, clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what your system idle time is. Now this user is connected via load balancer to this IP, but 4 minutes he does not do anything. So it will get disconnected from here and get connected to this server. User will not come to know. It is not about user. It is not going to happen कि user का session ये हो गया, disconnect हो गया. That is application functionality guys. Don't get confused. Okay. कोई application का functionality होगा that once you are connected to me, it's okay. Session never dies. बैंक का functionality होता है that session dies in 30 seconds or 40 seconds, and if you don't do anything in 1 minute, you will be logged out. That is application functionality. That is something different. I am talking from the load balancer point of view. यहाँ से user यहाँ तक आ गया, disconnected to this one, 4 minutes का idle time है, कुछ नहीं करता है, so this session can refresh on the same computer also, or it can go to anyone. It's not impacting user. So that 4 minute which is there, it either could be 4 minutes or maximum maybe 29 or 30 minutes, whatever. It's 30 minutes. So that you can configure from here. We'll keep with the 4 minutes. TCP and floating IP, we are not doing it. This one also, that's okay. Not that important. No one is going to ask. Still, if you want to read, just hover your mouse here and you will understand it. Okay, let's add it. It is validating and initializing the deployment. We'll wait for a minute. Meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, please ask.
So, when we talk about the load balance, traffic management, इसमें एक option होता है FTP status में.
Sorry, what was that, Amit? क्या option होता है?
Traffic management, health program. एक option होता है HTTP status.
HTTP?
Status.
Sorry, can't hear you. Let's go here and check. What are you saying? Is this the one you're talking about?
If we configure load balance, Health Pro for traffic manager load balancer.
Oh, traffic manager. Fine. We'll do that when we come to traffic manager. We'll do that.
Okay.
This is the one when you're talking about, right? Traffic manager.
Yes, right.
Okay. Which one and which component are you talking about?
Health probe. So इसमें when we talk about load balancer, इसमें port का option होता है, उसमें एक और option होता है HTTP status code 200, 300.
Okay, right. We'll discuss that. Don't worry. वैसे I think we will not discuss that. It's out of your scope. But still, if you want, we'll discuss that. कि वो exactly होता है क्या है and what is it?
Yes. So वो जो information होता है वो हमें जानना जरूरी नहीं है ना इसमें.
नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. And if it is mandatory, you are obviously getting it from the application team.
Okay.
Interview point of view से बिल्कुल भी वो जरूरी नहीं है, तो we won't spend our energy and time on that. Okay, हम एक लोड बैलेंसर को काफी डिटेल में कर रहे हैं इसीलिए, so you understand the concept. इनको हम बहुत ही रफ मैनर में करेंगे very quickly. इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस आपके यहीं से आंसर होने वाले हैं. This is the table I'm telling you guys. This is the table questions यहीं से आएंगे. What are the routing methods? What are the type? इसमें differences क्या है? Pricing का क्या difference है? SKU क्या है? That's all. VNet peering किसी में supported है, किसी में नहीं है supported. ठीक है. That's all. Sticky sessions क्या है? even if you don't remember bhai what is the sticky session, I remember yeah मैंने किया था but याद नहीं यार, that is fine. They're not going to explain, they're not going to ask you to explain it. Redundancy, see now we saw the redundancy is there. I didn't even explain. That's okay, you don't have to do this, you don't have to explain. But in your interview, please make sure you answer that okay, load balancer has zero redundancy and zonal redundancy, application gateway has zone redundant, traffic manager is resilient to regional failures. This you should be able to answer with these jargons. That is important thing, guys. Okay. So I think our load balancer is ready now. Can one of you go and check which front-end IP are we going to use? Yes, guys, which front-end IP are we going to use? Which one did we configure?
Website, 20.85.
Okay. Yeah, please do that then. Let's go. Let's try doing that. Guys, please try accessing this website. 20.85.192.232. And let me know if it is accessible.
We haven't installed IIS, right?
Oh, that image had everything. IIS was there. That is the reason you were able to see
Okay. Mhm.
the
To specify the
soft.
port also for this one.
What do you think? Do we have to do that?
Yeah, yes, we
Yes,
have
Yes.
added
obviously.
that.
Obviously. We have to
That was 5,000, right?
5,000, 15,000. Let's try. 15,000, I guess it was. Yeah, 15,000. But did you see intentionally I did not use the port first, so you guys could see the error. Without port,
Right.
same IP address, without port I was not able to access. With different port I am able to access. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, now let's quickly go and I will do that. Or can one of you do it for me? Amit, you will have to do it. Only you have access. So go to your resource group, Amit. Go to those machines and remove public IP of those machines. I'm removing it for one. I hope you remember. Okay, can one of you guide me how to remove this public IP? I want to remove this public IP because now I already have a load balancer, right? Say this is one of the benefits. I already have a load balancer, so I don't have to use multiple public IPs now. Otherwise, I was paying for 3 public IPs. Now my work will be done in one public IP. I can remove the public IP from these machines. So who can guide me how to remove the public IP? Yes, guys, anyone? Simple task.
Networking.
Okay.
We select the network interface.
Network interface. Anyone else? You are removing it already, right, Amit? You're doing
No,
it on
it's
machine
not
2?
yeah, but I think it's giving me error.
What error are you getting? Anyone else who can guide
Access.
me?
Permission error.
Permission error. You are the owner on your
Right.
resource group, right?
Not sure. Does not have a permission to perform that.
That should not happen.
जूही का resource group use किया है ना?
No, which public IP are you removing? Machines public IP we have to remove.
Yes, right. VM003 का try कर रहा था.
No, we created 003 in your resource group.
Okay.
It's only load balancer. It is in load balancer is in Juhi's resource group.
Okay, got it.
So you have to
तो मुझे
disassociate first. I'll check if there's some issue with your access. But guys, you come to networking, वहां सब आके यहाँ पर आके आपको disassociate करना है, and then you can delete it.
Okay.
Now let's quickly do the same practical. Load balancer वाला same practical. I mean, irrespective of you remove the public IP or no, practical हमारा वैसे ही हो रहा है, so I'll remove them later. I'll come to load balancer. This is the load balancer we have. Front end IP we already have for RDP. Backend. Did we select anything for RDP? Backend pool में machines है. Okay, I can create multiple backend pools also using the same machines. See, it only refers to the private IP. ये जो आपका बैकएंड पूल और फ्रंट एंड आईपी के बीच में जो कम्युनिकेशन हो रहा है, इट्स ऑल विथ प्राइवेट आईपी. इट डजंट रिक्वायर अ पब्लिक आईपी. वो सिर्फ हमने पब्लिक आईपी आ गया था, अदरवाइज फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग इटसेल्फ भी पब्लिक आईपी नहीं होता तो चलता था. जस्ट वांटेड टू शो इट टू यू गाइस बिकॉज मेरे मशीन में तो ऑलरेडी सब कुछ कॉन्फ़िगर कर रखा था मैंने इमेज में. सो फ्रॉम 0.0 से भी अगर पब्लिक आईपी नहीं होता, वी वुड हैव बीन एबल टू कंप्लीट दिस प्रैक्टिकल. बट फॉर यू व्हेन यू आर डूइंग इट, you'll require the public IP first to remote into that machine and configure the website and everything, and later you can remove the public IP. Health probe we have for IDP, RDP. Rule, we don't have a rule, so let's create a rule now. I'm creating one more rule. One rule, first rule was for this one, website. Another one I'm creating for RDP. Can I use the same public IP?
No, we cannot.
Let's see. Which port will it come here? Which port? Backend.
This is for RDP, right?
Hmm.
3389.
3389.
Right. Can I have custom port when it comes to RDP? इसका तो ठीक है, आप लोगों ने बता दिया. When it comes to, sorry guys. Okay, see, I removed the public IP, so my machine to which I was connected using direct IP, I got disconnected. So my question was, is it possible to use a custom port for RDP?
Not required.
No, required, not required is a different question. Question is possible.
No.
Required तो कहीं पर भी नहीं है. It's not possible, you are saying. We'll try that. We'll give 15,000 इसको भी. Okay. The first error it's saying, what error it is, guys? Okay, let's leave it. Don't go into that technically. We are using same public IP and same port, hence it is conflicting. I'll use some other public port. 50,000 I'm using. Okay, but understand, I'm remember I'm using the same public IP which I was
Yes.
using for website also. Health probe. This is the main place, main thing which I select. So it is about RDP. I'll select RDP. This I have already
Yes.
explained. It's again same thing कि यहाँ से कोई RDP ले रहा है तो बार बार उसी machine से connect होगा. It's same thing. Okay, this one guys, you try and let me know if you can use the same public IP or not. Here I'm using the next front end IP. I want you to try this and let me know whether you can use one public IP for both of them. Okay, I'm adding it because we don't have time. Hardly 5 minutes are pending and I want you to see this. Are you guys going to practice this so I can keep it for 1 or 2 hours? If not, I'll delete it immediately. Or if you want to create your own and practice, it's well and good. One more thing, guys, I had to remove all the videos from Google Drive. It was full and wasn't accessible. Got many complaints that I am not able to access it. Many were not able to access, so I had to remove that. Those are on the YouTube channel. Feel free to share it with people. Watch it, subscribe it. Though it is not for the monetization purpose, so I'm trying to get rid of the ads. So subscribe just to get the new videos and everything. It's not for the monetization purpose, that is for sure. At least this class, we are keeping it free for all. So we are keeping it free from all type of monetization things. Now, going back to the, okay, it has been done. Let's go here. And this is the public IP, 20.85.194.98. Does it make any sense to access this public IP from here? Yes, guys. What is this public IP for? For what purpose I have created, configured this public IP?
RDP for remote.
So can it be done using browser? No.
No.
From where can I use this IP? If it, I know it's for RDP, so what can I do to use RDP public IP? Which tool? Yes, guys, very simple
Re-
question.
Remote desktop.
Yes.
Remote desktop connection.
Okay. So I go here, I type it. Here we don't require this HTTP and everything. Okay. This is the one. I hit enter. I should be able to get the username and password. That page I should be able to get. And if it is taking this long, it means I am not connected.
You have to
Why so?
right. Because the port was different. You have to
So
add the
how
port.
where do I add it?
Dot. Can you
Dot
add it?
5000.
Okay, you can go to options, do that, make it available, or it's simple. It's, by the way, it's not dot. We use colon. Dot is something different. This is dot. We are not doing it. It's colon. 50,000, I guess it was,
Yes.
or 5,000. I'm not sure. Yeah, we can always go and check it.
$50,000. No,
50,000.
Yeah, 50,000.
Session persistent. It's okay. Everything is at 3389. It's enable TCP. It is TCP, correct? Okay, it should work, guys. For some reason it is not working. We can troubleshoot, but this is the method you will follow. We only have 2 minutes and it's already 3 sessions we have taken. If you want,
Again, you have 5,000 only.
oh, I typed 5,000. Sorry, my bad. It's working. Thank you. Otherwise, I would have wasted my troubleshooting steps. See, it's working. It's just a username and password, and you don't even need to know user ID and password. The moment you know it is, if you are till this page, it is working fine. Now it will take you to any of the server. This is a different error, but I'm telling you that if you are on this page, user ID and password, it's fine. It is working with you. Okay. So my certificate has expired on that server. Maybe that is the reason I was not able to connect. So if any of that server, if it is not, if port 3389 is not working, RDP service is down, what Health Probe will do for you is it will redirect you to a different, I have selected a different certificate. That is the reason we are getting that error. Can one of you try this? But you guys don't have the password and user ID. It's okay. But I hope you got it right. Till if you reach here, इसके आगे जो error है, those are operating system issues. You don't worry about them. You don't worry about them. Okay, your settings, your configuration was only for Azure. If you're getting this, इसके आगे कोई user ID चल नहीं रहा है, password नहीं चल रहा है, not none of your concern. What it does in RDP also, if this is down, it will let you take remote of these machines. So it's over, guys. Only 1 minute is left. If you have any questions, please let me know. Ping in group or anywhere. See you guys tomorrow. I'll stop the session now. I'll upload the video on YouTube channel.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye.